Hey Faith, welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to do kind of an overgrown foresty cottage speed build based on this photo I found on Twitter shared by the user Stevo. So you can see it looks kind of like an old abandoned barn, but that's surrounded by this big grassy field, and I thought that'd be pretty cool to build. And because I like to make things hard for myself, I decided to do it using only base game, and then I made things even harder by myself by putting the house on a diagonal, which made it very difficult to place things. So let's jump right in, shall we? So here are a new crest, and I'm building on the diagonal because I wanted to capture that feeling that you get in that photo, that pastoral, just cottagecore charm, and I wanted to make sure you got that in the gallery thumbnail because, let's face it, these automatically generated thumbnails rarely convey what you want them to. But unfortunately, building on the diagonal presented some challenges with placing things, like here, where I'm trying to, put all of this effort into building a chimney so that we can have a fireplace on the inside, only to find out when we go inside that you can't place fireplaces on diagonal walls. I could have found a way to make it work, I suppose, by just drawing another wall, but I didn't really want to lose space to the fireplace anyway, and once we get inside you'll see it is very tight in there. Yeah, here's where I figured out that you can't put fireplaces on diagonal walls. So I just got rid of the chimney entirely and then went into laying out the floor plan. Now, I do my floor plans backwards from what most other builders do. I put all my objects in first where I want them to be to make sure that I have space for them, and then I draw out my room. Usually when I'm building larger lots, I'll actually just draw boxes and put in all of my rooms separately and then piece them together like a puzzle. I don't tend to do that for tiny homes though, because space is so limited and I want to make sure that I've got my shell laid out. So tiny homes I tend to build shells for, but other builds I don't, because floor plans confuse me. As you can see with this kitchen, how it keeps changing places, I struggled a lot with trying to figure out where to put it. Eventually, I decided to put it over on the right-hand side and move the dining area over to the left-hand side, kind of just to make sure that you have more space and that it becomes more of a galley kitchen, so you have a little bit more counter space and room to maneuver. I like having big kitchens, so sue me. So here I also ended up moving around the bathroom a bit, and I moved the tub into the bedroom, which seems like an odd choice, but this is like an extremely rustic house giving you like full medieval vibes, and when you look at it that way, having the bathtub in the bedroom isn't so weird. And then just had the half bath coming off of the bedroom. So yes, here I am moving around the kitchen, and then I also just put in a little chair for reading, because it isn't the most activity-heavy house, but you can still at least do something there. Now, these windows gave me a lot of trouble because, as you can see, no windows with shutters can place on diagonal walls. So all of the windows that I would have wanted to put on, I wasn't able to put on because I decided to be difficult and build on the diagonal. So I just kept with the plain windows and then just ended up not putting windows on the front of the house, and I think that's fine. Well, I mean, other than the one up in the roof. And I think that's fine because the reference picture doesn't have windows at the front anyway, so it's more accurate. I also had realized at this point that I'd been building in the dark for a very long time, so I went in and put lighting in, and I always struggle with lighting. I'm never really sure what to do with it. I'm never able to achieve the feel that I want, and this was even worse because there were so few options in base game that would let me achieve that more rustic feel, so I'm not especially happy with the lighting here, other than I do like little oil lamps. I think think they're quite sweet, and I use them a lot. So I really like this barnish interior that we went with, and I went with the more like run-down looking exterior with the metal roof to kind of just, I wanted to have that abandoned barn feel. And if I had access to more packs, well, I had access, I just chose not to use it. But if I were using more packs, I would have put some ivy and stuff on the sides. Yes, I know there is wall ivy in the build debug, but I don't like using that on wall decorations because it won't go down with the walls. Whereas stuff that's actually in the catalog will move out of the way when you put the walls down. So now I'm getting into the landscaping, and I am really bad at landscaping. If you look at my gallery, a lot of the builds in there do not have any landscaping because I'm so uncomfortable with it. I was also checking the thumbnail to make sure that the angle was right and the trees weren't going to be in the way, which they aren't, thankfully. But here, I kind of went all out with it, because I really liked that woodsy, grassy vibe, so I used actual trees from in the catalog, but all of the grass and flowers and stuff is from the debug menu. And, of course, this is probably my second or third build using the debug menu. I'm still very new at it, so it took me a while to find things I wanted, and then once I found things I liked, I just kind of put them everywhere. Because for the longest time, I didn't know how to access the debug menu. For the record, it is bb.move objects on, bb.show hidden objects, bb.show live edit objects, and then the last step that I always forgot to do, or didn't realize I had to do, was go into the little search button and type ** space debug space ***. And that's how you find all of the things. Now, I'm sure it comes as no surprise that just like everyone else in the world, I am so excited for Cottage Living to come out. I am so hyped for it. I've made a whole little web page detailing this challenge Let's Play I'm going to be starting up as soon as it drops. And it's the reason I started this channel long before I thought I was ready to. I was just so afraid to get started before I thought I had everything I needed, and then, come to realize I have everything I need. I don't have the best setup, I don't have a good gaming computer, I don't have lights, I don't have a camera, I don't have much, but, I have the game, I have capture and editing software, and I have a webcam, and you know what? If I start from the bottom and I'm going to work my way up. I'm really excited to be starting on this journey, and I'm so grateful to those of you who've decided to join me. I hope we have a lot of fun together. So we're just finishing up now by sizing down and placing 1,000,001 rocks, because the ones that are actually included in the catalog are just so expensive. I think the cheapest rock is $60, or 60 simoleons. Why would I spend that much on a rock? But I like how they look. So in an effort to make sure that this build was priced as a starter home, we've got all debug rocks. So I live to serve, friends. Okay, so we're back in the game with my sim self, Bailey. And unfortunately, when I go into live mode, my roof glitches out, so I'm just going to show you this in build mode. Not much has changed since you last saw it, except I did go in and fix the floors and add a mirror in the bathroom because I had forgotten those things. And so yeah, we've got a nice little rustic woodland cottage. Would go perfect in Granite Falls as a rental lot. Be a great little honeymoon destination, especially for bookworm or someone who loves the outdoors. Although also a gardener would probably be very happy here. Maybe a fisher if you moved somewhere near a pond. Yeah. Oh, and I did build this originally as a tiny home, so it meets the classification for a tier 2 tiny home, but I changed it back to a residential lot type to upload it to the galleries so that you can download it if you just have base game. So yeah, it is up on the gallery now, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy playing cottage living if you're going to do that. I hope you, just take care of yourself, and it's been real. Take care, bays. Love you.